Hello, my name is Graham Vincent. I am a violin maker and musician. Special news, really. I am making a violin which is going to be raffled for charity. The proceeds of that are going to a drug and alcohol charity. All the information, how to get raffle tickets for the violin, is going to be in the information alongside this video. So please have a look and see what you can do. Let me just give you a quick run through about what I'm doing, basically. I mean, I make a lot of violins which are out of non-traditional woods. This one, for example, is an ash violin. That's the one that I tend to use and play most of all, this particular one. Yeah, I'm sorry about the noise at the moment. They seem to be digging up the road outside, which is a bit annoying. But this is the ash one. Yeah, I love that violin. Anyway, what I started doing 2 weeks ago is making a violin from applewood, which is a really unusual choice. I mean, applewood has been used for making musical instruments for, well, centuries, millennia. Other fruitwoods as well, especially, perhaps more than applewood even. But I decided it would be really interesting to make a violin out of applewood, and this is going to be the one that's for the raffle, this very one here. Hopefully I should be finishing making it over the next few weeks. This is just about 2 weeks in from when I started it. So we've got I made a new mold, new form. It's slightly different from my normal ones. I've actually dropped the corner round a little bit more on this than I do on, well, I have done previously on the last 20 violins I've made. These are the ash kind of ribs, which are obviously bent, put in place on pine blocks. I've still got to, next stage is to trim these corners down and then cut the ribs down to height, because at the moment everything's sort of over depth. It's way above the usual sort of 30 millimeters. So that needs doing. Then once that's done, you then put the body down onto the plates and mark out the plate, and then mark out a little bit of margin around the edge, so that you get this sort of overhang that you have on violins. This isn't a flame, this isn't a stripe in the wood, these lines here. This is me using a router to actually sort of, to get them down to, the way I do this is I joint the backs up and then the fronts up, and then I take them down to 12 mil so that I know I've got about the right thickness at the center. So that's what that's about. So don't be confused by these lines, they won't be there. Then, you know, that's not what you find in Apple. The front is an old reclaimed floorboard, believe it or not, but it's got a beautiful kind of resonant quality, which is why I picked that particular one. It also ties in very much with my belief in using reclaimed and renewable resources. Just cut a sort of Baroque inspired bridge for it. I don't use ebony. This is, believe it or not, torrefied. Well, I think I'm looking at this particular piece. This is cherry. That's right, it's torrefied cherry, which means it's cooked in the absence of oxygen, and then it's impregnated with an epoxy resin under vacuum. So it's really tough, really dense, resilient, slightly waterproof. So it makes a really good substitute for ebony. So that's what that is. There's a little piece there which is going to be the heel cap. Applewood is one of the fruitwoods that suffers most from movement. So one thing we don't want is any movement or distortion in the neck. So I've actually used a bit of English sycamore, which is much the same as maple, really. And I've grafted the applewood scroll onto that. So that will nicely sidestep any issue of movement. So there we have it. So this is the violin about 2 weeks into the build. Quite clearly, there's a little way to go. But I'm going to keep you updated with how we go. What we got here? Oh yeah, we got sound bar, bass bar and sound post. But it's all there. I'll keep you updated with regular videos as we go. Please buy a raffle ticket for it. Although it's different timber, it will end up looking pretty much like that one, I would think. Obviously slight variations in the colour, but it should be as good a violin as that one anyway. So if you're interested in getting that for a few pounds, then now's your chance. So that's my latest mad project. I hope it sounds interesting to you. It's for a really good cause. I'm really happy to be, helping the drug and alcohol sort of charity, EDP. They need help. So regardless of whether you want to help them or not, even if you're just doing this because you want the chance of a decent violin, well, it all helps them anyway. So keep watching this space and we'll see what happens over the next few weeks as I get this violin finished off, and keep in touch. Cheers then, bye.